It is MMA Weekly Radio. I am Damon Martin. We are joined today by Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix champion Daniel Cormier. And DC, I always like talking to you on very happy occasions, and it seems we have a lot of those. But unfortunately, today we're dealing with some bad times, which was the cancellation of the November 3rd fight card. Let me backtrack, because this last week or so has been kind of crazy, because we're still finding an opponent for you. Luke gets injured. Sarah McMahon gets injured. I mean, what did you know? What was going on during this last week when all this craziness was going on for you?
Training. Just still training, man. Like, just training and getting ready. I mean, I have to be a professional, you know. If until someone would have told me that what I heard today or anything different, I had to keep preparing, you know, and that's what I did.
How tough is it to deal with the unknown, though? I mean, you're on Twitter, you're on Facebook, you're on the websites, hopefully always MMA Weekly, but you're on the websites. I mean, you see this stuff a little bit, or teammates tell you this stuff. I mean, how do you push that out of your mind, that unknown factor?
Well, it's tough. I mean, it's tough. You just gotta be diligent in your training. Prepare for everyone, and also have confidence in your ability. I believe that in a lot of situations, if a person believes in himself and trains to the best of his ability and does everything he's supposed to do, he'll feel comfortable with the outcome of the fight, the wrestling match, the basketball game, whatever the event is. You'll feel comfortable with the outcome, and that's how I was. I was preparing for a fight, and no matter who it was, I was going to do everything that I needed to do to give myself the best chance to win, and I was going to be able to deal with whatever happened.
So with that said, you obviously, the news came down, obviously it was unfortunate. The thing I've heard from everybody, and I think I heard this from Tim Kennedy, I heard it from a couple other people, Liz Carmouche, I know as well, that the news release, the press release that was put out by Strikeforce and Showtime was literally how you guys found out about it, right?
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah, we heard from I heard from Ariel Hawani, because he was wanting a couple quotes. He was actually the first person to call me, and he said, "Did you hear the news?" And I was like, "No, what's up, man?" He was like, "Because I was just leaving the doctor's office with my son, and he called me, and I was like, 'What's up?' And he was like, 'Well, November 3rd got canceled.'" And I was like, "Wow." And he was like, we started talking a little bit. And he goes, "Hey, can I use the quote you gave? I mean, that's about as raw as you'll get, That was my first reaction, pure, disappointment, upset, just a natural reaction, angry, just felt like I was left out of the loop, whenever we should hopefully, would want to know, and that was my reaction, and then after sitting down and thinking for a little bit, you kind of start to process everything, and then you can kind of, start to look at things a little more positively, I guess.
Yeah. So it's been a few hours, obviously, at this point. Mm-hmm. What is the, I mean, I saw obviously on Twitter, I think it was about an hour after that, I saw you, trying to keep things very positive at that point. So what is your perspective now? We're a few hours later, you have a little bit more time to mull it over. I don't know. I mean, obviously, with everyone in Zufa in Brazil right now, I assume you probably haven't even talked to anybody.
Well, I was actually able to talk to Scott, somebody from the organization, and they assured me that there were reasons behind me not knowing, and the rest of the guys not knowing, and they're valid reasons. I don't know exactly what they are, but there are reasons, and sometimes that's how it has to be. Sometimes people have reasons that we don't quite understand, and we have to just deal with it, and that's fine by me. I mean, it's a big business. I'm promoted by Zufa and Showtime, which are two huge organizations. Together, they made a decision that this fight card wasn't going forward, and I have to deal with it, But there were reasons why we weren't informed, and like the reason, don't like the reason, it does not matter. You can't change it.
That's true. Now, I don't want to get too much in the financial side of things, but DC, let's be honest, this last, couple months have been pretty crazy for you. You go from fighting Frank Mir to fighting nobody, fighting an unknown opponent. Now you're not fighting at all. Did they happen to say, are they going to compensate you guys? I mean, again, we're talking about some of these guys fighting in January, or some may not fight in January. We're not even sure yet.
I haven't heard anything about that. I didn't ask. My manager is over there. Bob Cook is over there with John Fitch. I'm pretty sure he's asking all those questions. we're supposed to talk here in the next, hour or so when he gets back to his hotel room. Hopefully, he can give me a few more answers. But, I'm not the guy, that people should really worry about in terms of finances. I got a wrestling club that I coach, and I'm pretty responsible when it comes to that stuff. So it's the guys that just make 5,000 and 5,000, 6 and 6. You kind of hope that they get those guys get paid. I mean, obviously, I would like to get paid. And if I do, that'd be great. If I don't, then you can't change it. It's not my decision to make.
Yeah. So with that said, let's talk about the fighting side of this, which is you, in my mind, DC, you're in one of the toughest spots because, let's be honest, every time you do an interview, even I do this, I can't fight from doing it. We're talking about what's next. We want, Junior Dos Santos, is it John Jones, is it, what's it going to be? Because everyone knows the one fight is left, and then you come to the UFC. How tough is that on you that this waiting game keeps happening? Because you still have to focus on one more opponent in Strikeforce, but then, all these other things are going on, and now, at minimum, it's going to be at least January before you can even deal with that.
Well, yeah, that's probably the toughest of everything, just with the whole the extra fight and not it's kind of just hanging over when it shouldn't be a negative thing. I don't view that extra fight as a negative thing, because Showtime and Strikeforce, they made an investment in me. They gave me a chance to make some money. They gave me a chance to build my career on their networks, and I want to do the last fight. This is not a negative for me, but it's like it's not happening, So that's when it starts to become kind of difficult, But especially when people keep dragging you into like you said, what's next. If you just kind of sat back and look, as a human being, it seems as though there's so many huge things on the horizon, but you just can't quite get to them.
Yeah, and that's the toughest thing is because what's coming. And I'm with you on the Strikeforce fight. I didn't view it as a negative either, especially with the November card. You were going to get to fight in Oklahoma City, Frank Mir. That's a great fight.
Exactly. You see, that's what I'm saying. And somebody asked me earlier, have you talked to Dana White? I go, I had no reason to. I got Frank Mir in Oklahoma City. What more could I ask for? So there's no reason for me to seek out these guys. Also was asked, am I going to say, hey, enough is enough, just get me to the UFC? No. I had, and I always go back to when I was at Oklahoma State, I had some opportunities to go coach other places, but John Smith and the staff at Oklahoma State University, they allowed me to get an education, so my commitment was to them. And it's like that with Strikeforce, they gave me that chance. So if one fight is what I can do to one last fight after everything else is one thing that I can give back, yeah, I'm fine with that, but just, let's just kind of get it done.
Yeah. So now with that said, again, I know you haven't talked to anybody yet because obviously this is all so fresh, but I'm going to make the dumb question but make it an obvious assumption here, DC. You're going to fight in January, right? There's no way you're not on that card. Am I at least right about that, at least in your mind? Is there any way you're not on that card?
Honestly, Damon, I don't see a situation where I wouldn't be. I don't understand why I wouldn't be. I'm not hurt. I'm ready to go whenever whenever it's time. The next time, I think I should be one of the first guys they book. Obviously, they think highly of me because I was in 2 main events so far. So, I don't care where I fight. I do not have to be in the main event. Put me on. The first fight of the main card. I don't care. I don't care where I'm at on the card. I just want to fight. That's all.
Now you mentioned, I said earlier on Twitter, you keep a positive thought. So let's try to put a positive spin on this. And the one positive I can take away is, even if November 3rd had happened, DC, you still weren't sure who you were fighting because we were trying to find you an opponent. We weren't sure what's going on. If there is a positive to take away, you get a 2-month, maybe a 3-month gap because we're not sure what the date's going to be in January yet. If that's the positive you take away, is that the positive that hopefully in that 3-month span we can find maybe Frank Mir can be healthy? Maybe we can get one of those type of opponents. Is that, if you're going to put a positive spin, can that be it?
Well, that would definitely be a positive. We give Frank 3 more months to get healthy for the fight. So, if that's not a reason enough to think, well, he was out in November, but maybe he'll be fine by January. Then we get to have that big fight, and then I can give Showtime their fight, and also they get a huge fight. So that is one real positive thing, is that maybe Frank will be healthy by January.
Yeah, and I think that's a fight everyone still wants to see. I mean, I was real excited for that fight. I think everybody was.
Oh, yeah, I think it's a great fight. I think Frank's a battle-tested veteran who was actually excited for the fight and wanted to fight, and they just don't get that very much anymore, I guess.
So now, that said, we talk about you were already in training and getting ready. How do you adjust your body, DC? Because you thought in your mind you're fighting in 2 weeks. So do you take do you take a little time off now just to kind of let your body heal up, or how do you deal with that body-wise?
Well, I think you kind of pull back. Now my focus will be on my fight, but now it'll shift a little bit to Kane's fight. Now him and I will switch roles. I become his training partner now because his fight's first, and as he was mine, his needs will come first, and we prepare him to get his belt back from Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, worst case scenario, man, be honest, man, you get to have a cheeseburger or something.
Dude, and beer. I immediately went and got a 6-pack of beer, and I'm done with it already. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
See, there you go. Like I said, take the positives away, right?
Dude, I always try and take the positives. Listen, when I sit back and I think about everything, it could be a lot worse, dude. I've dealt with so much worse in my life that although it sucks and it's hard to train and not get you a fight and everything, listen. I'm in a good organization, man. They take care of their guys, and when you guys say, "Will they pay?" I mean, I don't know, but the history has shown that they've done something for people, So we're in a good organization, and we'll be okay.
Yeah. Well, like I said, DC, I definitely appreciate the time, man. I know today's kind of a bummer of a day, but, like I said, I appreciate you always taking the time for us. You're always good to us, of course, so we appreciate that. And let's make an agreement. Next time we talk, we're gonna be on the cusp of a fight. How about that?
Yeah, let's not just hoping for a fight.
Yeah.
Hey guys, and lastly, go get my new fight. Go get the issue of Fight Magazine. I'm on the cover. Really excited about that one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Fight Magazine, great organization. I've worked with them in the past. I didn't have an article this month, but that's okay. Still pick it up.
Yeah, pick it up, man. Check me out.
DC, it's always a pleasure, buddy. We appreciate the time, man. Enjoy that 6-pack, and then
it's gone, dude. It's gone.
It's gone already.
Hell yeah, there's no more enjoying it. It's gone.
Well, enjoy the weekend, maybe. Watch some fights tomorrow night. Enjoy John Fitch going back out there, getting his winning track back on state, and then and then we'll obviously catch up real soon, I'm sure.
All right, Damon, I appreciate it, man. Talk to you later.
All right, DC, talk to you soon, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.